Good evening, Diran Nubar here. I do have a message for my Armenian family, my Armenian extended family, which is my Armenian friends, and my Armenian super extended family, which is the Armenian nation, all my compatriots and all Armenians around the world. We are going through a massive struggle, which is comparable to what our ancestors went through 100 years ago. It is just absolutely unbelievable that this could be happening again in the 21st century. Yet, it's happening in Artsakh right now, and we need to save Artsakh people, whichever way we can. And it's going to happen to Hayastan afterwards, to Armenia afterwards. And we need to prepare ourselves for this. So the reason why I'm sending this message is because the situation that we are going through right now is very complex and has a certain number of ramifications. Number one, I would say, everybody who knows me knows that I've been a documentary film director for over 20 years, and I certainly don't like politics and don't like politicians because I know everything about politics and I know everything about politicians. So when you know so much about these people and their practices, you don't trust them and you don't like them. Yet, there is a man in power right now in Armenia who is the prime minister, and he's legitimate because he's been elected by the Armenian people. I believe that it is not the time for a civil war when we are already at war with the enemy. And I believe that we should all be united, whether you like our leader or not. And you know that the people who know me know that I've never been a member of any party, any political party. I've never supported anything from right or left or whatever, and I've never supported any politician, whether it was the previous administration in Armenia or the current administration. Never. Because of what I told you before, in my career as a documentarist, and actually most documentary filmmakers that you will meet in the world, whether they're Armenian or French or Russian or American or Argentinians or Argentines, or Japanese, you will see that they will say the same. I have absolutely no political obedience, and there is no politician that has me in their hands, and I'm not paid by any political party, and I'm a free person, so I speak freely right now. Number one, this is not the time for division. We should learn from the enemy. The enemy is united. We should learn from them and learn about unity. If the current administration has to be judged for treason or whatever, like a lot of you are saying on social networks, then first of all, they will have to be proven. And second of all, we have a jurisdictional system that can take care of this. So they will go to court and they will be condemned. But that's not the moment to do that. This moment is about unity. Now, the people who want Nikol Pashinyan down, please understand that who do you want to replace Nikol Pashinyan? And what is he going to do that's better that Nikol Pashinyan does in the current situation? Nobody. There is nobody. I guarantee you. And I can prove it. Number two, even if Nikol Pashinyan had not been the prime minister of Armenia, we, in 30 years of independence, the Armenian nation, have not been able to build an army to be able to defend ourselves. These enemies of ours could have stepped on us anytime they want. Please take this into consideration. Nikol Pashinyan or not Nikol Pashinyan. And third thing, right now, we cannot start a civil war because we're pissed off at our government when we're already at war with the enemy. If we do this, then we give the enemy an additional path to step on us. This is the moment to learn from the enemy. This is the time to be united, all of us. Okay, I was in Europe on a business trip. I heard what happened in Artsakh 2 days ago. So right now I'm in transit in Western Europe. I'm flying to Hayastan. I'm flying back to Hayastan tomorrow. I will give more news in real time, but you're a patriot from Moscow, Paris, Marseille, Aleppo, Los Angeles, New York. Well, do like me. Fly to Hayastan and come help. You can't fight? No problem. You can help with many other things. You can give your blood to our wounded. You can help with transmissions. You can help with... You're an Armenian from Sweden. You can open a blog in Swedish, informing the Swedish people of what's happening to us. We need everybody, and we need unity. So I will count the number of Armenians who are on the plane with me tomorrow. Last thing, for the ones who are criticizing Russia, and the ones who are saying that the treatment of Artsakh by Azerbaijan is the same as the treatment of Ukraine by Russia, first of all, you're completely wrong. It's actually the exact opposite. Actually, Russia is defending Donbass as Armenia should be defending Artsakh. But that's another story, another logic, and there's geopolitical elements involved that don't allow that. But please don't do that. Don't say a word bad about Russia, because the West is talking, but is doing nothing. It was the same when the French and the English betrayed us in 1923. Well, 100 years later, they're talking, they're condemning, they're, oh my God, it's horrible. But what are they doing? Zero. Okay? And the last thing I want to tell you about Russia is each time you say bad stuff about Russia, who ever you are, whether you're in Paris, Los Angeles, London, Beirut, or whatever, you are, excuse my vulgarity, but you're giving a big finger to these 2 million Armenians who are Russian Armenians and who are lobbying for Armenia within Russia. I'm talking about regular people, you know, like normal, like not famous people like me and a lot of friends. And I'm talking about super famous people as well. Tennis player Karen Khachanov, the super TV star Tina Kondelaki. We have members of the Russian governments who are Armenian, the Prime Minister Mishustin and the Minister of Foreign Affairs Lavrov, whose real name is Kalantaryan. And hundreds of thousands of other people who are lobbying. Of course, unfortunately, the Azeri lobby in Russia is stronger than we are. Why? Because they own the oil companies, Rosneft, Lukoil, and all that stuff. But Armenians from Russia still are doing their job. So when if you look at, everybody's criticizing Solovyov, for example. Margarita Simonian is invited at Solovyov every night, you know. There's no Azeri people invited there. Do not underestimate Azeris as well. Azeris are very intelligent people. They had the same education as Armenians during Soviet times. So I'm passing this message because I want you to please be aware of what the real situation is. I want you to understand that things are difficult right now, and they're actually critical. And I would love to see you joining me in Hayastan in the next few days. If you stay home because you can't do it and you don't want to do it because you're scared and stuff, I understand. But if that's the case, please do not criticize the current Armenian administration. Do not criticize Russia. Do not criticize the only people who are trying to do something in here, even though they do it wrong, maybe. Okay? I hope to see you on the plane tomorrow. Բարի գիշեր.